Ante to play. So in today's sales philosophy segment, we're going to talk about the ante. Now, this is a poker term. If you're not familiar with poker, then let me fill you in. So the ante is what you have to put into the pot. You have to risk a little something something in order to just be present to play the game. Now, I've done some loans for some professional poker players, and they told me it was a grind when they first started. They had to go out and they had to play nightly cash games. They had to plan on losing money. They had to plan on putting in their ante, and they had to plan on just sacrificing that because they were going to learn something from the experience. Now, this gentleman that I did a loan for, and a couple of his friends actually, he told me, Sundance, you may know the rules to the game, but you don't know how to play. And that is very, very true. In order to learn how to play, you got to practice your craft. You got to be day in, day out. You got to study it. You got to write it down. You got to be meticulous. You've got to put in your ante. You got to put in your time. You got to put yourself out there. You got to risk it a little bit in order to play the game. Now, in our business, the ante to play, I would argue, is talking to 6 to 8 people on a daily basis, pulling 5 or 6 credit reports every day, looking at those 6 credit reports, and if 3 people qualify, you present 3 different options to those people. Because let's face it, people qualify more than we present to them. People qualify, but they qualify for something different than what they asked for, and that's okay. I challenge you today, your ante to play the game is to actually play the game. Put yourself out there, push in some chips, and you risk losing them. You risk hearing somebody tell you no. But if somebody qualifies for either a lower payment or a shorter term, or maybe some cash out, let's get creative to save their monthly payments. Let's give them those options, give them the pros and cons, and ask them for their business. Because at the end of the day, that option in some way, shape, or form is better than what they had yesterday. So push in the chips. Play the game today. All right. Next up, this is your practical tip. That last one was kind of a practical tip too, but this is an oldie but a goodie. You can see on the screen there, it already says, this way. It says feel, right? So this is the feel, felt, found. And this is an age-old technique to overcome objections. So somebody gives you an objection such as, hey, I want a free loan. I saw on TV that you guys are just giving money away, right? Or I saw, this mailer says, there's no closing costs, right? So step 1, identify, empathize with them. So, hey, I understand how you could feel that way. It's very normal to feel like you should be able to get money for free right now. Maybe not quite that sarcastically, all right? But the point is, empathize with them. I understand how you feel. Oops, back up. Next, we felt. A lot of my other clients have felt that same way too. You're not alone. This is a bit of a bandwagon. So, hey, it's okay for you to feel that way because a lot of other people felt that same way too. Last but not least, the found. So here's what I helped all of those other clients find, or here's what they found after we looked at their scenarios. They found that the free loan actually had a higher interest rate, so you paid much more in the long run. We have those types of loans available, but they're not perfect for everyone. In fact, since you're going to keep your home longer than 5 years, you would actually pay more in the long run with a free loan than you would with this loan here. And let me ask you a question. What's more important? How much you borrow or how much you have to pay back? How much you pay back is probably more important, right? So, feel, I understand how you feel that way. It's okay, other people have felt that same way too, and here's what everybody's found out after a little bit of studying, and then you close and you ask for the business. All right, so feel, felt, found, it's an oldie, but a goodie, still works to this day. All right, last but not least, in today's deep thoughts, don't wing it, ladies and gentlemen. So I've been listening to a lot of phone calls lately, and I can tell some of you are just winging it. Some of you pick up that phone and you have absolutely no idea what you're going to say. Who's on the other end of this line? You just think it's a challenge. You're like, let's go. Let's get ready to rumble. What can I spit fire at today? And you don't have a plan, which is amazing to me because we've outlined the plan for you. If you don't like our plan, at least make up your own plan so it's consistent every time. Now, you should have an outline of what's going to happen. Here's how you brand. Here's how you say hello. Here's how you transition to the soft pull. Here's how you keep moving forward and you talk about the property, then you pivot to the hard pull. And then here's how you gather up your 1003. You should have that plan in place. It shouldn't sound haphazard because here's what happens when you just kind of wing it or you let the customer, you let the borrower dictate the tone and pace of the conversation. You sound like you don't know what you're doing. You sound like you're just reactive. It sounds like the customer's just like, how does this work? Do you need my information on income? Oh yeah, I guess I'll take that now. Go ahead. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't take their income when we ask about it. I'm just saying, yes, absolutely. In addition to income, we're also going to need to talk about assets and credit and how much your property is worth. But since you brought up income, And then you are dictating the tone and pace. So yes, we can take the lead from the customer, we can go in that direction, but I need you, we need you need you to have a plan and to follow the plan. Execute on it. Trust the plan. Trust the system. It works. We put it all together for you. It's amazing. Just trust it.